Good morning and welcome to this festive practice, guided practice with me, Rachel Lovegrove. It's New Year's Day on the 2026, and I thought I'd introduce the guided practice series with a very basic guided practice. It's not going to be very long and it should be suitable for all levels of practice. If you haven't started doing yoga yet, it's best to go to a teacher first and get the basics. But this will be safe for any level. And of course, always consult your medical practitioner before starting any exercise. So we'll start just by sitting. And it's important to sit first and gather yourself together. You may have rushed to class or rushed to practice. So we sit for a few minutes. We sometimes chant, but today we're just going to sit quietly. So make sure you're sitting in a good cross-leg position if possible. If it's not possible, you can stretch your legs out in front, but sit up tall. I might cough a bit because I'm still getting over my illness from the previous week. So the last of it, thank goodness. So use your hands, take your hands down, press into the fingertips, and use that resistance to help lift up through the sides of your trunk. And so you lift your front chest, feel the broadness across your back chest, keep the head in line with the spine, so not pushing the head forwards, and imagine a line going from your tailbone to the crown of your head in two different directions, so you get that nice tall lift. And then we'll just bring the palms together in front of the chest, keeping that lift in the chest, and close the eyes for a moment or two. And just follow the breath. Soft, smooth inhalation, soft, smooth exhalation. Keeping the facial muscles quiet and soft, but observing that lift of the chest without hunching the shoulders. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Okay, and then gently open the eyes and release the hands, and we'll stretch out the legs. If you have the legs crossed, change the cross of the legs so you've got the other leg in front. And then we'll just take a little extension up with the arms. So just reach up with the arms, extend as high as you can, reach up through the sides of your body. You might have been a bit sluggish over Christmas, and these simple extensions that we're going to do today will really help to get rid of that sluggishness. And I'm going to turn to the right side and just bring your left hand across your right knee, right hand behind you. Gentle twist, don't pull or push, especially if you're a bit stiff or haven't done much practice lately or any at all. Come back to the center, stretch the arms up, lift up as high as you can. Try not to let your body drop as you lift up, and then turn to your other side. And roll the left shoulder back, lift the sternum bone up, the breastbone up. But again, keep it gentle, don't force your body around or pull and push. Come back to the center, stretch the legs forwards, and we'll change across again. So do it one more time. So repeat that twist, lift up through the sides of your body, extend to your fingertips, turn over your left leg, right leg, sorry. I'm mirroring you, hopefully the camera's got me mirroring you. But we're going to your right side, and then we'll come back to the center. One more lift up, extend up, and go to the left side. So again, push down through your back hand, press into your other hand. You can hold the knee like this, or you can turn the palm away and come back to the center and stretch the legs. Okay, so we'll come to standing. You don't need any kind of props or anything today. Keeping it quite simple practice so that those that haven't done much or haven't got many props, if you didn't get any props for Christmas, you can also join in. So we'll join the legs together. If you can't join your legs together, have your feet apart and the feet parallel. So look down and see that the feet are parallel. You haven't got one foot turned out. And press from the big toe to the little toe. Really spread across the balls of the feet and stretch your arms down. Tighten your kneecaps by pulling the quadricep muscles up and by pushing the heel bones down. And then lift the front hip bones. So you might find that you stand and you're very much like this, pushing the hips forwards. So try not to do that. Imagine you're pulling your breeches up, you're pulling your trousers up or your tights up, so the front hip bones are lift, and you move more into the back of the leg, into the heels. So legs either together or slightly apart. And we're going to take the same arm lift again. So let's stretch the arms up, try not to disturb the legs. Lift from the armpits to the fingertips. Press your front thighs back, tailbone forwards. Lift through the sides of the body. If the elbows are bending like this, then don't worry about bringing the hands together, but bring the hands even further apart, and you might find you can straighten the arms and work from there. And then bring the arms down, roll the shoulders back, and this time we'll interlock the fingers. So take that interlock, turn the palms forwards, have your thumbs touching each other, and then bring the arms up. And again, stretch up. Try not to throw your hips forwards, but keep the legs nice and strong, pushing down through the heels, pressing up through the palms. Don't forget to breathe. Very important to breathe. I know we always say this, don't forget to breathe, but actually often you hold your breath in poses quite naturally because it's the effort of doing it, but you have to remember to keep the breath flowing smoothly. Bring the arms down. Now we have a change of the interlock, so I'm going to come closer to the camera so you can see. So you have one first finger on the top, so all you do is move the other hand so the other first finger is on top, like that. So it'll feel a bit odd if you're not used to it. If you can't work it out, just repeat. And again, stretch the arms forwards, raise the arms up. Feel that lift up. So all those mince pies are lifting up. I haven't had one mince pie this Christmas. I've been in India, so I've had a very different Christmas this year. But if you have had one too many mince pies, actually, are there too many mince pies? I don't think, because we only have them once a year, so it doesn't matter. But if you're feeling a bit sluggish, as I say, these extensions really help the tummy to feel, you've got this space, and we're sitting down watching a lot of telly, so we want to create this space in the ribs as well. So it feels really, really nice to stretch and release and open that area up. Okay, and then bring the arms out and down. And we're going to now take a movement where you need the wall. So we're going to do a half forward bend. So what you need is a wall space like this, or it could be a shelving area that's not going to move. And you put your palms on the wall in line with your chest. So you walk as close to the wall as you can. And you place your palms, hands shoulder width apart. And then step back until your legs are under your hips. Spread your fingers, spread your feet. Push back through your heels. Push down through your heels, push back through your hips. Try not to let your head drop all the way down. You need to look down at your feet to see what they're doing, but then eventually look forwards. And again, try and push the heels and pull the kneecaps up at the same time. Watch you're not pushing your lumbar down, so navel towards the spine. And really push the arms forwards towards the wall and hips back towards the space behind you. And then walk forwards and come up. And stand up. We're going to repeat that one more time. And this time we're going to stretch a leg back. Now, if you don't want to stretch a leg back, you can just repeat the half forward bend, okay? Because it's quite strong in the arms. So this time, when you take the body parallel to the floor, you can bring your feet together and you can stretch one leg back. Now, it doesn't need to go very high. You just stretch it back so that you're weight bearing on one leg and stretching into the other leg. If you go too high too fast, you twist the body. All right, so we want to keep the hips and the chest level. So just bring it to where you can. If it can go higher without disturbing the hips, fine. If not, keep it low. There's no rush to take that leg high. And then bring that leg down again. Push back through the hips. And then we'll do the other side. So start off nice and low so you can feel, right, I'm pushing down through my left heel. I'm extending into my right heel, pushing through the arms. And then if it goes higher without you twisting, so don't let it twist, don't let the hips twist, then that's fine. Otherwise, keep the leg low. And then bring that leg down, walk forwards, and stand up. So that's what you're going to do if you're not going to do the next one. If you haven't done much practice, if you've got any wrist problems, any shoulder injuries, and you haven't done downward dog before, it's fine to give it a go just for a few seconds. But if you really would prefer not to do any weight bearing on your arms, then do that one. Do the half forward bend, because there's a very good preparation for later on when you come towards doing a dog pose. Excuse me. So we're doing downward facing dog. So we're going to place the hands down on the mat with the fingers spread nicely. You want to have space in between each finger, middle finger going straight forward. And I've got my little fingers on the outer edges of the mat, so I've got a bit of space. If you don't have a mat and you're on a carpet, please be careful, you're not going to slide. You might want to put your hands against the wall or something like that, but just be careful. And then be on the hands and knees and lift yourself up into downward dog. So the legs are straight. Now the arms have to go back. So they don't angle over the wrist, they go this way. So you have to move your body towards your legs. Actually, I'm going to take my jumper off so you can see me a bit better. I've just warmed up enough to be able to take my woolly jumper off. It's coming back from India. It's a little bit cold, but it's not too bad actually. It's quite mild today. But compared to 30 degrees in Kerala, it is a bit cold. There we go. So you can see the arms now. They're angling back towards the legs. The legs, I'm trying to press the heels down towards the floor. They don't have to go to the floor, but they have to go towards the floor. So give yourself plenty of space so that you can lengthen through your spinal muscles. Push through to the first finger knuckle of the hands, so you're not loose in the hands. As soon as you loosen that first finger knuckle, the hands will slide. Grip your elbows in, grip your upper arm bones in towards each other, and press your front thighs towards your back thighs. And then you can come down onto your knees, and you can either stay there or sit back on your heels if that's possible. But it might not be, you might have knee issues. Okay, in which case just stay on your hands and knees. And then we'll repeat that one more time. So you roll the weight from the little finger to the thumb. Tuck the toes under, lift up. Move your chest towards your legs. Lift your outer hips. Grip the elbows in, grip the upper arms in. Remember that first finger knuckle has to press down. Okay, now this time, instead of bending the knees, we're going to walk forwards so that we bring the feet towards the hands. You can bend the knees, obviously, if you can't reach, and then just let the hands lift and hold your elbows, straighten your legs, and draw your trunk down towards the floor. If you're very high, like this, it's better to go back to that half forward bend. So if you find that forward bend really difficult, then come back to this position, half forward bend. Otherwise, you can stay like this with the elbows folded, head down. Take some deep breaths in, deep breaths out, and then place the hands on the hips. Look forwards, so don't round your back to come up. Move your chest forwards to come up. Move your chest forwards to come up and stand up. And you're coming back to upright. Okay, so just do one standing pose just to introduce some of you to the concept of a standing pose, but also to refresh those of you that practice more regularly. Okay, so this is triangle pose, and we start all the standing poses in the same way, and that is from this pose, Tadasana. And then we take the arms to the center of the chest, and we're going to step the legs wide. So as you step your left leg out, move the arms out at the same time, then the right leg, and then position yourself so that your feet are about 5 feet apart. I don't know what that is in centimeters, sorry. No idea. And then you're extending your arms. So you reach across from your armpit to your thumb. Spread your fingers, stretch into the fingernails. And now we're going to turn one foot in. So this left foot, just turn it in a little bit from the heel. Not too much, because you don't want your hip to turn. You want this front thigh to still face forward. So you're just turning the ankle a tiny bit. The right leg, though, we turn all the way out because we want this thigh to rotate away from the other thigh. So both thighs are turning from inside out. And you press down into the little toe edge of the left foot. Extend the arms, open the chest. So imagine that the center of the chest is opening out, like so. So the arms are helping with that. And then we're going to lean to the right, keeping the legs straight. Lean to the right and go as far as you can. So you might come to here, that's fine. You might come to here, you might come to here, but try not to do that. So you want the chest abdomen to face the front as you're extending to your right. Bring the hand down to where you can comfortably manage. Push down through the leg. So don't have the hand like this. Push down through your leg. And then see if that left arm will come up. If it doesn't come up, if it's over here somewhere and you're really struggling, put that left hand on your hip and roll the left shoulder back instead. All right? Because that's a much better action than sort of like this. Yeah. If you can, stretch the arms away from each other, lengthen the chin away from the chest, turn the head, look up at the thumb, or keep the head looking forwards, or even look down at your foot and see that your foot is pressing into the floor, your hand is gripping your leg, and then to come up, stretch into the left arm, turn the feet to the front. You can rest your hands on your hips for a moment, reposition the feet. So we always come back to feet parallel. It's like the starting blocks on a race. You don't start a race kind of back there or over to the side. You start on the starting blocks, or you start on the starting line, and then you move forwards from there. So we come back to this so that the body is already prepared, aligned. And now when we turn this right foot in, so extend your arms out, turn your right foot in just a touch, then turn the whole of that left leg out, and your left heel in line with your right arch. And then you extend across the shoulders. Remember to extend from the center of the chest, so watch that the chest doesn't turn. So the right chest goes to the right, left chest goes to the left. And then we lean to our left, reach out as far as you can. And then see if you can bring that hand down onto the leg, push down through the leg, ankle, shin, floor, whatever. But watch again, you're not doing this. So if the arm is forwards, it probably means your buttocks going back. So you want to try and keep this leg straight so this buttock is in, not sinking back. All right, Trikonasana, triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. And then we're going to come up by stretching that right arm up, turn the feet, and then step the feet back together. Bring the arms down. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Okay, now if you can get back down to the floor, we're going to sit for the last pose in Upavishta Konasana. Now, of course, you can carry on your practice from here, but this is a very short excerpt for those that are not used to the practice, or maybe just want a short practice for New Year's Day. So we start in Dandasana. I'm sitting on a little lift. You can have more than this. You can have a couple of cushions. And then you take one leg out, followed by the other leg out. And you want to see I've got my heels on the front edge of the mat so that I can see that the feet are lined up with each other, because often you've got one groin tighter than the other, and that foot may be further forwards. So if that happens and you've got one foot further forwards, don't force it back. Bring the other leg to match that one. So you always you're kind to that tight groin. Don't force it to come back unless it will go a little bit. So then the legs are working evenly from the pelvis. And then use your hands behind you again. You can put your fingers back and lift your chest, shoulders back. And then we're going to turn. All right, so let's take the left arm up and turn towards the right side and bring that left hand in the center between the two legs. You don't have to go across here because you're already getting the twist. And try and get the center of your chest to look along your right leg. Keep the left leg pressing down, extending to that left heel. Come back to the center, take the right arm up and turn. Left hand down, turn towards the left leg. Lift your sternum bone, lift your chest. And always keep the head up, don't sort of drop the head. The head's very heavy. So when the head is coming down all the time, it's not helping the chest to lift. It's creating more work for the chest. Okay, come back to the center. Now we're going to go forward. So you might say, well, this is as far as I can go. That's fine, that's your limit. You might be someone who can go a little bit further, You may be someone who can go all the way down, but don't let these feet roll in. So if you're very flexible and you get your head to the floor, which some of you do, watch what's happening in your legs. See, this tends to roll in. So keep the outer hips down, keep the inner edges of your feet vertical, go as far forwards as you can. When you get to your limit, that's my limit today. I did spend 30 hours traveling back from India, so a lot of that was on the plane, which got grounded, which is very interesting. So yeah, a lot of sitting down. So my groins are very tight today, but this feels really good just to release them a little bit. And you can relax the neck, press your knees down, press your thighs down, and then come back up. Hold the backs of the knees and just let your legs soften. You can bring your feet together in Baddha Konasana. Draw the feet in towards you. If this is uncomfortable in your knees, then just stretch your legs out. And then fold the knees up. Stretch the legs away. And then if you wanted to, you could do a short Savasana. We haven't done a long practice, but it's good to just let the body assimilate all those movements after the practice. And when we do Shavasana, we completely surrender the body to the floor so that all of that work can percolate through the cells of the body. So if you're doing Shavasana, you have a blanket for the head. You roll your spine down carefully with the legs bent. Stretch out the legs. Slide the shoulders under. You can adjust the buttocks away from the lower back as well. And then release the arms out to the sides. And on an exhalation, relax and let go. And if you find the mind gets distracted, just focus on the breathing. Watch the slow, soft inhalation, slow, soft exhalation. And then I'll leave you there in your Shavasana to enjoy that relaxation. And the relaxation also is an important part of recovery from lots of hecticness, or even just lying down in Shavasana for 5 minutes every day will restore your nervous system and help with things like insomnia and anxiety and stress. So enjoy your Shavasana and let me know any questions in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.